Hey guys, this is UbbeLoL from Hack Forums and from Deceptive Engineering, and I'll be starting making a series about cracking, mainly .NET applications, but maybe later I'll do some native cracking too. But yeah, we'll start off with the .NET applications, and in this first video I'm gonna go over some basics, basically if statements and some very basic MSIL coding. And I made a little application here that we're gonna use as the crack.me. And the first thing you want to do when you get a crack.me is to open the application and see what it does and what it says when you press login. So let's just type anything in here because we don't know the user and password that we need to enter, and press login. Alright, so it says you failed, and obviously that's not a good message, so let's close this again. And we're gonna use .NET Reflector for most of our cracking. I use the version 7.4.1 blah 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 blah, but you can use whichever you want. But the most important thing is that you have the Reflexil add-in, because you need that to modify the code of the application. Alright, so let's take our target application and just drag it in here. Make this full screen. Alright, so the first thing I like to do is right click our loaded assembly and press go to entry point, and that gives an idea where the application will start and what it's going to do at start. And in most cases, when there's a Windows Forms application, the only thing the entry point does is these little things, and then it runs a form, and in this case it's form 1, so let's follow it. Just press the name here, and we get the constructor of the class, and that's not much use right now, so let's check the methods in here, and we see btn login. This is obviously going to be a crucial part, and you see that it's make call to verify credentials and passes two parameters, text user and text pass. So this is going to be a critical point in this crack.me. Let's follow this call and see what this method does. Okay, so it returns a boolean based on the user and password. So we can see here that it compares the user parameter with UbbeLoL and pass parameter with secret123. So already now we can log into the application since we know the user and the pass that he wants, but we're gonna crack it so you can enter whatever you want. Alright, so let's take a look at the IL code here, and you pretty much need to know at least the basics of IL code before you start cracking. And I'm just gonna quickly go through what this method does, and yeah. Okay, so when it's first called, it loads the argument 1, which is user, and it loads the string UbbeLoL. And then it makes a call to the system.string compare ordinal with two parameters, string string. So it passes this one, user, and this one, UbbeLoL, and the return value is an int 32, and that value is pushed onto the stack after this call. So if you don't want to know what that means, you can just disregard it for now, but basically that value is going to be used later, so it just stores there. Okay, so now it loads argument 2, which is the password, and secret123, and it does the same thing here. It compares the two strings with the compare ordinal call, and adds the return value to the stack, which is an int 32. Alright, so now we have the return value of this call and the return value of this call onto the stack, and it performs an add here, which basically just adds the two values together, because they're both ints, so they can be added. And then it loads a 0, 0, and compares the value of these two calls added together with 0. And yeah, if that's true, it's gonna return, let's see here, if they're equal, the integer value is 1, and if they're not, it's 0. So basically, if they're the same as, if they're the correct, it's gonna return true, otherwise false. So yeah, and it saves that value to location 0, then it does this stupid little jump 1 instruction forward. I have no idea why it does that. But basically it returns true if the user and UbbeLoL matches, and also if the pass and secret matches. Otherwise it will return false. So this is basically what it does, the login system. We can start by modifying this method to always show that you're in message, even when you type in the wrong credentials. So go to the IL again, just to get a clearer view of the code here. Sorry about that. And we're gonna open Reflexil. You basically see the same thing here, all the instructions of the method. And yeah, what we're looking for is the if statement. So if we call here get text, and does this twice for both the text boxes, and then it makes the call to verify credentials. And yeah, as I showed you earlier, the return value of verify credentials is a boolean, and it's gonna load a 0, a false boolean, and check the two values. So if it's false, well, if the value returns false, it's gonna jump to instruction 18 here, saying you failed, and show the message box. But if it's false, if the reverse, it's just gonna say you're in and call this message box. So basically, this is the most important instruction here. This instruction is what decides what's gonna happen next. So yeah, this is our target. So with the Reflexil add-in, you can just press right click and press edit. And here's where you need to know a few opcodes, but this is very basic. It's just brtrue.s here. So we can do the same brfalse.s. The S just stands for short, so you don't need to think about that right now, but yeah. And press update. Right, so now it's basically reversed the whole thing. So if verify credentials returns true, it's gonna say you failed. If it returns false, you're gonna say you're in. So let's try it out. Right click and save as. Just save it as the standard name here, patched. And let's see, yeah, there it is. Alright, so let's try it again, and it opens without problems, which is a good sign. So type in blah 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 blah, anything. It's gonna say you're in. But if you type in the right credentials now, it's gonna say you failed, because we just reversed the if statement. This is a very common method of cracking, especially in .NET applications, because it's so easy to done with the Reflector program. Yeah, that's basically what the first tutorial was all about. So sorry about my English. I'm not a native English speaker, so but I hope you understand, and hopefully I'll make some more tutorials in the future if you guys like this. But yeah, see you.